Okay, it was a good blog on lessons in democracy. I didn't realize with this weird thing that's happening in my screen that it wasn't recording. But the CTV News of Vancouver Island showed some international news about what's going on in Israel right now. And it's rare. It's rare they show international news. And if, let's say, they show one, I'm always curious to see what story they will choose, because it shows a little bit, at least at the level of who chooses stories, what they believe is what their viewers should be informed with. For example, I'm noticing the mediator from the United States was in a press conference beside one of the sides, and the one of the sides said, "If this happens, we will come down on you hard." And the mediator didn't intervene at that time, and it should be at that time, not just later in closed settings, because there's less accountability in that way. And the person said they probably already know that. If you say something like this, you trigger feelings, and then it does escalate. And again, to ask a mediator from the United States, a country that has been and it likely will continue, nobody will ever be a strong enough president to do a 180 course on the culture in that way, because people that consider themselves men believe they need guns to be men. And of course, real men have human thinking tools that are, matured in a way that do not require violence. So of course, so a country that, the gross domestic product is highly influenced by selling weapons is questionable. It'd be better to have a mediator from a country that practices the happiness index or something like that. But even them are compromised, surrounded by countries playing the monopoly in the war games, right? I mean, you can't have an impact on the world when you're the only one swimming against the river like that. And majority matters, norm matters, what you question or don't question matters. So I wanted to say that there's a lot of language we use when we supposedly speak the same language that influences opinion. And it's time to start talking about that a lot more. It's time to say, hey, when you say this, say how you feel, let's say when your kids died, but kids died on the other side too, and you don't say, on either side, hey, mediator, can you include that we will both agree to relinquish, first divulge, and then relinquish our weapons that are killing our kids? Because we're irresponsible as adults and we're killing each other's kids. So, it's still the history of your species. It's just modernized now, and people think we're better than we were before, right? We're better at killing, let's say, but not better at being human. So if a mediator would be from a country that is more happiness index and conflict resolution, is rarely used in their own countries, but they can still be trained to excel at it, from a culture where it's normal to talk things through, such as supposed democracies who own so many weapons, then they would say, hey, I'm not just agreeing to the process has to be no more weapons, but also it has to be that I'm teaching you human thinking skills, right? Human thinking tools, because the tool of killing machines is inhuman, and it's not something that anybody should ever be given access to.